Pope Francis has urged the world's Roman Catholics not to ignore the plight of migrants who have been forced to flee because of violence. At Christmas Eve Mass in St. Peter's Basilica, the pontiff drew comparisons with the biblical story of Mary and Joseph, who found no place to stay in Bethlehem when Mary was about to give birth to Jesus. Pope Francis said respect for migrants was an integral part of Christianity. Virginia Langeberg reports.
In Vatican City, the faithful began gathering long before midnight in St. Peter's Square. Beneath a giant Christmas tree, a scene to reflect the birth of Jesus. While inside the basilica began the annual ceremony, steeped in Catholic tradition. This, the fifth Christmas Eve Mass to be held by Pope Francis. With 1.2 billion Roman Catholic followers around the world, the pontiff used his speech to highlight the plight of migrants, telling his followers the story of Mary and Joseph and the trials they were forced to endure on their journey to Bethlehem. His Holiness urged compassion to those who've also fled their homes.
Vediamo le orme di intere famiglie che oggi si vedono obbligate a partire.
We see the tracks of entire families forced to set out in our own day. We see the tracks of millions of people who do not choose to go away, but driven from their land, leave behind their dear ones. In many cases, this departure is filled with hope, hope for the future. Yet for many others, this departure can only have one name: survival.
Outside of the cathedral, amongst the splendour of St. Peter's Square, there was hope that Pope Francis' speech would bring people together.
I hope that the people would be more forgiving towards one another, whatever their religion is, more accepting, so that we will all live in harmony.
I think that the Pope signifies a lot of hope for a lot of people, and that he has the power to bring a lot of people together.
Later on Christmas Day, the Pope will be back on the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica to deliver the traditional blessing to the city and the world. Virginia Langeberg, BBC News.